I need an orchestra to orchestrate the thoughts that I formulate. Bring the bass, blacking out like I'm Norman Bates. Better walk in faith, keep them snakes drawing blanks. I know it's hell all around you, but keep looking straight. And they intentions seem real, but they really fake. Trying to paint a perfect picture, help us illustrate. They want to challenge our inner strength, the innocence. From the womb to the tomb, let the scriptures rule. Crown us kings, let us reign for many moons. The more we know, the more the fire grows. Lost souls get consumed at the crossroads. They got the hood looking like we playing Saints Row. I got my Bible going places preachers can't go. So many rivals can't tell you what they hate. Live in abundance, plenty goods if you gain souls. Have their heads spinning, caught up in the whirlwind. Separate the wheat and tear, let the purge begin. We on a new level, fly high through turbulence. Stay humble or you crash into the firmament. They say that people will come and people will go when those memories fade. Are you standing on your own? Are you alone? Are you standing on your own? What a cheap thrill's worth all the memories of your life. I guess building real fam, that's a product of the past. Got the reprobate demons making babies in the lab, so I made a thumbnail, burning all they flags. Now I'm on the shadow band, shadow boxing with the devil. Now we moving wise, must produce on every level. Specialize in protection, gotta keep that heavy metal, cause they want that quick come up till they run up and shook. Done up and cooked, they want your face in the paper with your name in the book. They want your name in the book. For the cheap thrills, all the keys that he did. All the liquor he spills. But life ain't a movie when it gets real. Feel the spirits all around you make you get the chills. Either break the mold or fit the bill. These youngins slow to hear and quick to kill. So tell me what's your expectations. If you ain't changing, you ain't elevating. A lot of old timers sitting around devastated, wishing that they broke free from this damn matrix. They say that people will come and people will go when those memories fade. Are you standing on your own? Are you alone? Are you standing on your own? Are the cheap thrills worth all the memories of your life? Was it worth it? Are those cheap thrills worth all the memories of your life?
Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. As you enter the chat, make sure you hit the thumbs up on the way in. We got a very interesting broadcast for this afternoon. Shabbat shalom to everybody watching. I see y'all rolling in the chat pretty quick. Rex Simmons, what's up? Rihanna, Josiah Thorpe. Yo, DJ Tatted, what's good? Rafia, Chunky 312, Lady P, Divine Guidance, Yagura's in the house, Young Jeans in the house. All praises to the God of Israel for blessing us with another beautiful day. I see Shy Blood before this honor in the house. I see Shanna Fisher is up in here. IMO, Ty D, King C3. Oh, we deep already, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. In this particular stream, I want to talk about how these celebrities are misleading the generation to come. And I want to get into some grave details that a lot of individuals may not know. This is a good transition after watching the EBT Awards. And yeah, I called it the EBT Awards. Because although all of those people on those award shows seem to be dressed real fancy, looking real nice on the outside, on the exterior, really, they just some busted, ratchet, classless people who are basically degrading themselves on national TV. And this is no way disrespecting people who need EBT or use EBT. Hell, you got to do what you got to do. Anybody with common sense and logic knows that I came from certain environments, so I know what it is. I know the struggle is real. So when I say EBT is no way to disrespect people who need EBTs, but listen, we're talking about these celebrities who sold their souls and the price was cheap, from the words of Shy Blood before this honor. And by the way, before I put the cart before the horse, if y'all like that song that played, it's called Cheap Thrills. You can find that song on New Breed's Music and Motivation. If you're not subscribed, go over there and subscribe. There's actually about to be new tracks being uploaded very, very, very soon, ladies and gentlemen. So you're going to be catching those exclusives. So get over there, subscribe. Lots of good music over there. But we're about to go in. We're going to talk about that award show. There's certain things that I would like to highlight. There's certain things that I already highlighted, which unfortunately I removed it from this platform and is now available on Patreon. All right. In regards to the Lil Nas X performance, I'm only speaking on that on Patreon. All right. For numerous reasons. There's protected groups of people out here, and it seems that I can't find the right verbiage to really express my discontent for that performance. All right. Unless I can speak freely. So if you don't follow me on Patreon, go over there and subscribe. Go over there and follow. You can get access for as little as $3 a month. Y'all spend that on junk food. So support your brother. Now, there's certain other moments that took place during this award show that I want to highlight because it speaks volumes. And y'all know how we do. We do things very interesting. We do things in a very interesting fashion over here on this channel. We'll show you modern day current events in pop culture, and we go ahead and we bring out the Bible and how it's relative to historical documentation regarding the children of Israel, our people. And that's what we're going to do on this stream today. And I got some sources to go through. Yo, Timothy Tim V2, thank you for the $50 contribution, bro. Highly appreciate it. Thank you for supporting this work, man. Love and support. Appreciate it. Olivia, thank you for the $2.99 contribution. Highly appreciate you. Olivia Judah, thank you for supporting this work. Yeah, we're going to get it popping today, man. There's a lot of sources that I would like to go to. Courtney Johnson, thank you for the $20 contribution. Thank you, sister, for your continual support. Shalom, family. Shalom, shalom. Highly appreciate y'all. We're going to be getting into it, but before we dive into some of these sources, allow me to share my screen with y'all. I want to go ahead and give a fair use. First and foremost, we got to do the fair use, right? Fair use. And I'm going to go ahead and read it. So YouTube understands that I am utilizing fair use. The Lockhart perspective. Thank you for the $5 contribution. Highly appreciate it. Fair use. 17 USC 107-SEC 107. Limitations on exclusive rights. Fair use. Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or videos discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, parody, which does not infringe of copyright under 17 USC 17. And this particular video right here is definitely going to be used for criticism, teaching, and, you know, a little bit of parody as well. Yes, thank you for the $20 super sticker, Abby Israel. Highly appreciate you, sister. Thank you. Thank you for supporting this work. AR, I see you, bro. Thanks for the $5 contribution. Says, yo, Bree, what's your favorite track of your own? I think Chosen Ones and Many Mansions for sure up there. No doubt, no doubt. Chosen Ones is up there. It's definitely up there. Me personally, I like Warlord. You know, that's pretty far up there as well. But honestly, some of the songs that I'm coming with, some of the tracks that I'm gonna be coming with, y'all gonna be like, damn, Bree bringing some fire. See, the best is yet to come. All right, the best is yet to come. Now that we got our fair use disclaimer out there, let me give y'all a brief synopsis on what this video is going to entail, what this live stream in totality is going to entail. Darian, thank you for the $10 contribution, bro. Highly appreciate you. Thanks for supporting this work. So there's something that I noticed. looking at pop culture, looking at what's going on in the world, looking at statistics, looking at certain variables that we have within our community, things that don't seem to be quite acceptable, but are still being used as a form of what we call entertainment. I point out these statistics, I point out these numbers, I point out these variables about our community and who we truly are as a nation of people. And for the most part, a lot of our people are not totally rebellious and working for Satan. But it seems that those are the people who are being revered and venerated in this culture that we live in today. And I ask myself, is it in the name of entertainment or is it in the name of indoctrination? And I came up with the conclusion through various astute observations that this is about indoctrinating impressionable minds. Everybody who's set up is for that purpose. True Love, thank you for the $20 contribution. Says Shalom, King New Breed. You're doing great. I love you. Love you too, sis. Highly appreciate you for supporting this work. Thank you. Dara Amistad, thank you for the $50 contribution. Thank you, sis. Highly appreciate you. Says showing love, appreciate everything you do. Keep speaking the truth. Absolutely. Thank you for supporting this work. It is highly appreciated, and this keeps me encouraged to continue moving with these positive messages that y'all leaving today. The love is appreciated and reciprocated. Jay Rowland, thank you for the $5 contribution. Says truth to power. That's my ish. Yes. And they tell me that I'm wrong for bringing truth to power, but it's on now. Yeah. Oh, man. That is a banger, bro. Thanks, brother. Thanks for sending that super chat, bro. Highly appreciate you. But, you know, looking at pop culture, looking at society, man, I'm like, it seems that they're trying to play on impressionable minds. All right. They're trying to play on impressionable minds because the generation that passed, that ain't no bend, breaking, or folding those 80s babies. And, you know, not to disrespect no other generation, but it seems that those 80s babies coming through the crack era, it seems like that particular generation right there has a more, I would say, has a stronger stance on their beliefs. And it's not easy to just sway their opinions and thoughts on what their perceptions are when it comes to reality. It's just not easy, right? So they're weeding those out, and they're looking at the generations that come that are used to seeing things what they are. Now, I want to share one clip in particular just to start this thing off that just caught me totally off guard in regards to this EBT Awards. Yeah, I called it the EBT Awards because it's a bunch of quote unquote wealthy, rich people who are raggedy ratchet with no class. Pretty much what you're seeing is you're pretty much seeing dressed up, dolled up trash, for lack of better terms. Stephen Nehemyah. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Thank you for the $20 contribution, bro. Says thank you for your work. Your video yesterday helped last night when I dealt with a spiritual attack. All praises to the Most High God of Israel. And that comment right there, bro, I know the Holy Spirit is operating right now because that's a beautiful transition and segue to what I want to go ahead and show y'all, because this is all spiritual. In case you don't know, here on New Breed to the world over, you're going to be getting that spiritual voltage. When you hit that subscribe button, you can expect the spiritual voltage. It just so happens we living in a time right now where you're catching demons on people in real time. And that's the first video I want to play that kind of went under people's noses. It kind of slipped through the cracks that a lot of people missed when they reacted to the infamous EBT Awards. I want to go ahead and I'm going to show Beyonce. Let's remove this screen right quick. I want to show Beyonce get caught with a real live demon. A real live demon overtakes her, and it is seen real time. And I'm going to point this out for several reasons because there's a lot of impressionable minds who are part of the beehive. And we seen that when Trick Daddy decided to speak his opinion and the beehive went on attack mode. They stung that brother up. He spoke his opinion about Jay-Z. He spoke his opinion about Beyonce. And his opinion, in my opinion, was legitimate. His stance was legitimate. All right? He felt how he felt. But I'm going to play this clip just because there's so many people following this woman and they have to understand that demons are real. The spiritual realm is real. And there's certain things that these quote unquote elite, they can't hide. I wouldn't be surprised if they go ahead and they scrub the internet of this particular footage. So with no further ado, before it disappears, I'm going to share it for y'all. Right? Somebody says Sasha Fierce. Yeah, that's what she calls her alter ego. Anybody with an alter ego is demonically possessed. All right? If you believe that you got another person living in your head, you need to rid yourself of those spirits. You need to get a deliverance. You need to get into this truth. All right. Now, let me go ahead and share this screen with y'all. And this video is called, I'm actually turning the sound down on it because I don't want to get hit with a copyright because I think it's some artists trying to plug their song in while, while Beyonce is transforming over here. Right. So I'm going to turn the volume. I'm just going to mute the volume on the video and I'm going to play it. Hopefully y'all can see it. Matter of fact, let me make sure it's on full screen. And this happened real time. And listen, there's plenty of footage of Beyonce turning and going through this metamorphosis in the past. But all of those videos seem to be scrubbed. Look, there was a point in time where there was a lot more information on these celebrities that you just can't find online anymore. All right. But hey, we're gonna definitely address this here. Let's see if I could get that on full screen for y'all. Because I want y'all to be able to see this very clearly. That's theater mode there. All right. All right. I'm gonna play this. I want y'all to watch carefully. Hold on. Honestly, off break. Just looking at this woman off break. I don't know if y'all seen Beyonce back in the day. I don't know if y'all seen her back in the day, but her whole countenance has changed over the years. And this is something that I've seen on numerous celebrities where their whole ordinance is different. You can literally witness the transferal of spirits. You can see the demonic energy on these individuals. You can see it. You know that they're delving into various practices. You know that they're in witchcraft. You know that they're operating in magic. You know that they're doing sorcery. You know that they're performing rituals. You can see it. You can see it on their faces. Their looks change. Listen, whatever is in the spiritual realm will transition to the physical realm. All right. Now I'm going to continue to play this. Let's see here. Y'all bear with me. All right, here we go. Now look at this and slow. Now I'm going to pause it right there. Ladies and gentlemen, what is that? They tell you that the eyes is the windows to the soul, right? What we're looking at is a demon. Real time. They exist. There's something else I want to share with y'all. There's a source. I'm going to leave this screen up for you. There's a source I would like to go to on Beyonce, right? I don't know if y'all remember her Lemonade album that came out when Jay-Z supposedly cheated on her. But there was some lyrics in one of her songs that was quite troubling. It was from the song called Denial by Beyonce. A warning, explicit lyrics below. Beyonce goes on to say, I plug my menses with pages from the holy book, but still inside me, coiled deep, was the need to know, are you cheating on me? The woman claims in this song that she plugs her menstrual cycle with the Holy Bible. Ladies and gentlemen, she claims she plugs her menstrual cycle with the Holy Bible. You have to understand that these people are very, very sick-minded individuals. Beyonce also had individuals who worked for her, who accused her of performing witchcraft on them, accused her of spirit hopping into animals like cats. Of course, you know, a lot of these sources have been scrubbed, but that source is still remaining. You're just going to have to do your due diligence. But she's had people who've worked for her who had countless accusations about her delving into Satanism. And I'm bringing this up because, you know, Beyonce is a high-ranking witch. You know, a lot of women, they defend her left and right, and they don't even understand the reason why they are defending her. They don't know why. What is it? What is this spell? What is the allure that she has over the generation to come, where you can't speak anything against this person? Where's all this power coming from? Now, we caught this demon live on camera. This is live. BET Awards. Only thing they did was slow it up. And yes, somebody said in the comment section, they and her both and Jay-Z. Yeah, for sure. You know, Jay-Z be running with Madam, what's her name? Madam Slochvix. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Madam Bomovich. You know, they rolling with people who are into some real dark stuff. Now, I'm going to play a little bit more of this video, and I'm going to express to y'all how they are leading the youth, the next generation. Yeah, Ambrovich. Thank you for putting that in there. Yeah, absolutely. Ambrovich. Marina Abramvich. And she's into spirit cooking. And her and Jay-Z are ace boon coons. Jay-Z and Beyonce married. So you already know you could put two and two together. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play the rest of this video. And we got more sources and we got scriptures to go to as well. There's definitely some scriptures we're going to go to rebuke these damn demons. And just look at all the hair. Let's see that again. I mean, look at that. Real time. And Beyonce says, you know, before she gets on stage, she goes and channels her alter ego, Sasha Fierce. And you can see that thing coming alive on stage. You've seen this on the Super Bowl. And, you know, this has to be pointed out because we're talking about countless souls that aspire to be Beyonce. Countless souls. And, you know, this woman is clearly demon possessed. Any woman talk about she would take the Bible's papers, according to her song, and plug her menstrual cycle. That is the ultimate act of blasphemy. The ultimate act of blasphemy. And I'm going to go to some scriptures because I want to show you why she said that in the lyrics. All right. I'm going to show you exactly why she said that. I'm going to go to, I am going to Isaiah chapter 3, and we're going to start off in verse 16. And it reads, moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tingling with their feet. Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. Now, what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? That means because the daughters of Zion were haughty, they were walking around like they shit didn't stink. They was out here wanting everything they seen. They thought they were over the man. They were arrogant, and they thought they likened themselves into goddesses. It says instead of them having long flowing hair that will cover up their secret parts, because their hair used to be so long. The daughters of Zion's hair was so long that it covered their behinds, it covered their breasts, it covered all their curves and crevices, because the daughters of Zion had long, flowing, beautiful hair. Right? And then it goes on to say, therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret places. So now their hair wouldn't grow the same. That is actually a curse, ladies and gentlemen. And the people who sell weaves, right? They understand this curse, and they understand that our women desire to have long flowing hair that cover their body parts. So they sell it to us. And that's one thing that a lot of these celebrities got in common, that they are big on pushing the synthetics, right? And I'm talking about everything synthetic, not just the hair, but everything else. Now let's continue. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their calls, and their round tires like a moon. And it says the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets, the ornaments of the leg, and the headbands, and the tablets, and the earrings, the rings of the nose. It says the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles, and the wimples of the crispling pins. And it goes on to say on Isaiah chapter 3, verse 24, and it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, that shall be stink, instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Now, what this means is a woman's menstrual cycle at one point in time actually smelled very pleasant until the curses came. And now with this curse, because our women were haughty, now instead of a sweet smell, there shall be a stench. Instead of a natural girdle within the stomach, now women shall grow, larger stomachs. And instead of well-set hair, there would be baldness. This is all a curse for not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. But, I'm saying that to say this, all those curses can be restored. All those curses can be restored by honoring God's law, statutes, and commandments. But this has to be known to our sisters, because just because these women are dressed up a certain way and look a certain way, and you look up to these women, don't mean that they are the prototype of a righteous, virtuous woman. Now, I want to go to another scripture here. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 15 reads, but if a woman hath long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. So when a woman has long hair, that's a glory to her. Now you see, what you see right here is you see Beyonce swinging European hair. right? More than likely, this hair came from Indonesia or India. You see that demon on it? What a lot of people don't understand is the hair products. The women in various countries actually worship the yoni. They worship Shiva. They worship various goddesses. And they sacrifice their actual hair to the gods. And when your beautician or your hairdresser takes those pins and needles and sews it through your scalp, you're taking on a spirit. You're taking on an energy. They know that our women desire to have this long flowing hair, but if you honor God's law, statutes, and commandments, he can grant you with your crown without the synthetics. Now, I want to show you how far and disrespectful the EBT awards went, knowing our women's deficiencies, knowing our women's shortcomings and the things that they have been cursed with. I want to show you. There's an artist, another artist that played upon this in his performance by the name of DaBaby. Yeah, DaBaby. You heard it right. And we're going to go to him next. I'm just going to show y'all a still shot of his particular performance. And if you are gaining edification, I want y'all to go ahead and hit the thumbs up on this video as I pull this particular video up. Let's get it. All right. All right, here we go. Hopefully y'all can see this. This is DaBaby. And one of the most egregious, disrespectful performances that I've ever seen to quote unquote black women. Now, DaBaby's music is awful. I think he's the worst rapper in the game right now. I think he's the worst rapper in the game. His message is foul. It operates on women who operate on a very insecure, hypersexualized standpoint. It operates on women who are immature, women who don't desire to have a husband or love. It definitely plays on the minds of women that are in their youth, who don't understand their value is much more than skin deep, and that they should be keeping their legs closed and their eyes open. DaBaby, his music feeds that. It feeds the carnalities of women. It's very sexual. If I walk into a clothing store and they're playing this guy's music, I walk away. It's trash. All of it sounds the same. His delivery is the same on every song. I don't like this artist. I think he's the worst artist out right now, hands down. Right now, somebody said he brought a diaper. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to the humiliation ritual and everything. We're gonna talk about that. I'm actually gonna bring that source up as well, April. Thank you for pointing that out. But in this performance here, it reads here on Billboard, DaBaby raises the roof and himself for ball if I went to a BET Award 2021. Now, a woman comes on stage with what appears to be the longest weave in history, right? Surrounding DaBaby, there's numerous women bent over, twerking, showing their body that they're doing what every other woman performer did that evening. And he takes it a step further and he's holding on to this weave and it seems to be propelling him in the air. See, ladies and gentlemen, they understand that this weave, it has life in it. They understand that these wigs, they have life in it. There's a documentary by Chris Rock some years ago. I want to say it was in 2016. It was called Good Hair, right? And he went over there to India. And he went and he interviewed the women in the community. And they talked about the ceremonies. They talked about how they had to shave their hair and they had to go through a process where they had to get the roaches and bugs and insects and lice out of the hair, right? They talked about how they sacrificed the hair to the gods. You fast forward in 2020, there was another movie that came out called Bad Hair that aired exclusively on Hulu. And that particular movie quantify how when a woman puts this hair on her head, it changes her from her natural essence. It brings in another spirit. It brings in somebody else, an alter ego. And they know that the weave has power in it. It even has power to lure certain brothers in, but it's witchcraft because it's not who that person is. And I want to say something very positive to the ladies out there. Listen, don't let the European model of beauty be your go-to to feel complete about yourself. Let me tell you something. It ain't nothing like a woman with a natural hair that's thick, that's coarse, that's hers. And any real man is going to tell you that. There's not one real brother who is spiritually inclined in this truth not going to tell you that he desires to see you, ladies. He don't want to see the makeup caked all on your face. He don't want to see the long European or Indian hair. He wants to see you, because a real man wants a real woman. All right? Only these little fake, weak, worldly men like DaBaby would even applaud or promote this weave. So, ladies, that's a telltale sign what you dealing with. If you want to go on your natural journey and you've decided, hey, I want to cut my hair off, but I'm afraid what my man gonna think. Listen, if your man think that you cutting your hair and starting over from scratch and letting that perm wear out and getting your locks or growing your natural hair, if that man don't stand by his woman, that is not a man. That's a boy. That's not a man with knowledge. That's not a man with wisdom. But here, DaBaby, he takes advantage and he's exploiting our sisters as they shake around, gyrating among the stage. Ladies, y'all have to be tired of being exploited. You have to be tired of being exploited where all your weak points are. You have to get tired of people preying upon your insecurities. How do you think people like Kevin Fruity Pebble Samuels was able to build a platform for himself? Feeding and exploiting off the insecurities of our women. And it's getting ridiculous. It's getting to the point where someone has to be a voice of reason to point these things out. The only way to break these curses, the only way to mend those wounds that a lot of sisters deal with, is to come to the truth, come to the law, statutes, and commandments. Find you a brother who is in the truth, who wants to follow the Most High in sincerity, who honors his laws, a man who has goals, who has a purpose, a man who has dreams, ambitions, a man who wants to lead you. But let's talk a little bit about this character, DaBaby. I want to talk a little bit about this character. Now, DaBaby, right? A sister pointed it out earlier in the chat that the man wore a damn diaper. The man wore a diaper. Now, I'm going to share. It's no need to share what he said about wearing a diaper. He basically said it was for publicity. I believe the sister is correct. It was a humiliation ritual. It's interesting how all of our entertainers, all of our rappers, they always name themselves little, young this, little that, baby this, DaBaby that. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Why is grown ass men want to be called young, little, and baby? Why only in our culture, in rap music, with quote unquote black artists, why do grown ass men want to be called children, babies, young and little. I'll tell you why. Because a grown ass man thinks for themselves. A grown ass man has critical thinking skills. A grown ass man is responsible. A grown ass man is a leader. A grown ass man is a protector. The reason why all your artists are young this, little that, because they don't have those attributes. They have attributes as a child. They're being led by what Kwame Brown calls them. They white zaddy. That's who they being led by. They're not men. They're not being led by the Heavenly Father. They're not being led by Christ. They're children. They think like children. All they want to do is go around the world and treat this thing like a playground. So that's why you hear them call themselves young little baby. And this grown ass man, I don't even want to show the image of this grown ass man in a diaper. I don't even feel like pulling that up. But there's more to DaBaby than just that. That was the ritual that made sure he had industry success on a mixtape and first album level. But it took much more than that for DaBaby to be in the position he's in now. And I'm going to expose it. I'm going to expose it. A lot of y'all didn't know this about DaBaby, right? A lot of y'all didn't know this, but DaBaby was actually involved in a shooting, a deadly shooting to be exact, in a Walmart where someone was fatally wounded by a gun that belonged to him in public in Walmart. I'm going to read the logistics on that, and I want y'all to use some critical thinking skills. Rapper DaBaby, gun charge dismissed in connection with fatal NC Walmart shooting. Now, I want y'all to think about this. First and foremost, how many brothers, black men, is going to walk into a Walmart, shoot and kill another man, and get away scot-free? Somebody tell me where that happens. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the ritual. That was an initiation. Yeah, you went through the humiliation. Now there has to be sacrifice. There has to be bloodshed. See how Satan operates? What profits a man to gain the world and to lose their soul? Somebody goes on in the chat to say he sacrificed his dad and brother. I did hear that his dad passed away as well. I'm not sure if it was a sacrifice or not, but one thing I will say is that when these people are initiated, they have to continue to give blood. Let's just put it that way. They have to continue to feed the beast. Now, I'm going to read this particular article, and I want y'all to use critical thinking skills because the plot gets deep. It says prosecutors have dismissed their case against Charlotte rapper DaBaby in connection with a fatal shooting in Huntersville Walmart. A spokeswoman for the Mecklenburg County District Attorney's Office confirmed to the Charlotte Observer on Saturday. Police said 19-year-old Jalen Gregg was shot and killed November 5th during a fight in a store on Brighton Town Center, whose real name is Jonathan Lindell Kirk, was charged with misdemeanor carrying a concealed gun. Court records show on Thursday, prosecutor made a motion in court to continue the case against Kirk because a key civilian witness was unavailable. DA's office spokeswoman Megan McDonald said in Saturday's email to the Observer. So pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, this happens right around the time his first album was being released. He even had to put a video out there to say, hey, I know a lot of y'all saying because my album about to come out, I'm using this to promote my album. I've been promoting. Yeah, you have been promoting your album, but you would not have blown up to nationwide success if you did not take the life of another man. It would have never happened. Since when can somebody walk inside of a Walmart, shoot and kill someone, and they know who did it and get off scotch-free? Scotch-free. It don't take much to put two and two together here. And I know y'all gonna say, New Breed, you know, you're treading the fence, you're getting into the avenue of a conspiracy theorist. No, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a realist. Realistically speaking, people don't walk away from those instances unscathed. It just doesn't work that way. Y'all got to understand that there's gatekeepers. There are gatekeepers on social media, and there are gatekeepers in mainstream media. Now, a lot of times people hear that word gatekeeper and it's immediately demonized. Sometimes they're good gatekeepers as well. Sometimes there's people who are set up in certain positions spiritually to keep certain gates closed for individuals who don't belong going through those doors. But Satan always mirrors the Most High. He always tries to duplicate and copy the natural order in the spiritual realm because there's spiritual laws in place. There's order to it. Now, these people, they go through a very rigorous and immense process of becoming famous. And we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. AR, thank you for the $5 contribution. It says every time people get any sort of fame, people around them get killed. Facts. Get out of here with that coincidence stuff. Stuff going on behind closed doors. And that's a fact, bro. That's a fact. It's like, listen, the mortality rate for these celebrities are astronomical. The mortality rate for these celebrities are astronomical when it comes to death of the actual celebrity and the people around them. So what is going on in these circles? What is going on with these people? I tell you what it is. They're broken people. Satan didn't choose to get strong, God-fearing people. Satan uses broken, distraught, spiritually dead people. Yeah, I'm going at their favorite rappers. And I speak clearly so all y'all can hear me. The average industry Negroes, they too stupid to fear me. Let me say that again. Let me make sure it came out clear. I speak clearly so all of them can hear me. The average industry rappers, they too stupid to fear me. Because listen, what they don't know is the Most High is behind exposing this wickedness. The Most High is behind exposing it. Now, I'm going to go to something, an interesting source. There's a movie by the name of Eyes Wide Shut, right? The source I'm going to is Wikipedia. I want to give the rundown on this particular movie. Eyes Wide Shut is a 1999 erotic mystery psychological drama film directed, produced, and co-written by Stanley Kubrick, based on the 1926 novella trauma novel, Dream Story by Arthur Schnitzler. To movie transfer the story from early 20th century Vienna to 1990s New York City. The film follows the sexually charged adventures of Dr. Bill Hartford, played by Tom Cruise, who is shocked when his wife, Alice Nicole Kidman, reveals that she had contemplated having an affair a year earlier. He then embarks on a night-long adventure during which he infiltrates a masked orgy of an unnamed secret society. Kubrick obtained the filming rights of Dream Story in the 1960s, considering it is a perfect text for film adaptation. About sexual relations, he revived the project in the 1990s. When he hired writer Frederick Raphael to help with him with the adaptation. The film, which was mostly shot in the United Kingdoms, apart from some exterior established shots, includes a detailed recreation of exterior Greenwich Village street scenes made at Pinewood Studios. It says Kubrick died 6 days after showing his final cut to Warner Brothers Pictures, making this the final film he directed in order to ensure a theoretic rated R in the United States. It says Warner Brothers digitally altered several sexually explicit scenes during post-production. The version that was released July 16, 1999, to moderate positive reaction to film critics. Now listen, this man died. What they don't tell you is this man was killed, allegedly. He died in very strange circumstances. Let's just put it that way. 6 days after showing this movie to Warner Brothers, right? Now, I'm bringing that out because I want to explain what these broken people at the EBT Awards had to go through to get where they got, to get the level of fame that they got. I want to express to you what they had to do. In the movie Eyes Wide Shut, there's all kind of sexcapades, pretty much Pandora's box is open. A lot of filthiness, a lot of orgies, a lot of mass parties. And this is what these people get involved in. This is what they do. But the movie was digitally altered for several reasons because they dealing with broken people. In order for these demons to really operate and give these people the power that they desire, gaining the whole world and losing their soul. In order to gain that power, they have to be relegated to the lowest estate humanly possible. These people gotta eat bodily fluids. These people gotta do things that are very unseemly, despicable acts, bestiality, all kind of wickedness and sin and defilement. I mean, they have to be the bottom of the barrel in order to be exalted in this world. That's why it's interesting. You see these people at the EBT Awards and you looking at them, and a lot of y'all out there watching, y'all aspire to be these celebrities because you see the bling bling, you see the fashion. You see them, all dressed nice and looking good, but look at their actions. Look at their actions. Look at how much class they lack. Out there bent over on national TV, just twerking everywhere. And they're classless. They're ratchet. They really are bottom of the barrel people. See, money don't make you. Money don't make the man. Money don't make the woman. There are people in the hood that exuberate class. They personify it. There's people who work a regular 9-to-5 making 40K. And guess what? People who are above those people financially and economically, they still don't have the same glow. They still don't have the same royal presence as someone who is making a lot of money. There's a lot of people with money who are very small people, very cowardice, very docile, very, I would say, spiritually deprived people, soulless beings. It's not what's on us, it's what's in us. It's the light that's magnified from the Most High. You cannot, the Bible tells us, never envy the wicked. They give you all these shows, MTV Cribs. They show you all these music videos and make you say, hey, man, how is it that they got all these things going for themselves? What did I do wrong in my life where I don't have the fancy cars and I don't have all of the women doing whatever I want them to do? And what is it in my life that I did wrong? And why I can't be that? Listen, the Bible says, envy not the wicked. Do you know what these people got to go through? They got to be degraded. And then they still not free. Mike Farrell, thank you for the $5 contribution. And thank you for being a member as well. Says we are supposed to uplift the youth. We need these kids to wake up soon. Absolutely. And these children are being misled, wanting to be these people, not even knowing what they got to do to cross through the door. And the gatekeepers, they're not doing their job. Let's talk a little bit about the gatekeepers, especially in regards to a lot of our sisters. Let's talk about some of these gatekeepers, right? I'm going to go to one gatekeeper in particular, and I'm going back to the EBT Awards, and I'm going to share my screen with y'all. Now, I want y'all to look at this. Little Kim. She responds after 50 Cent posts memes of her. 50 Cent posted memes of her looking like an owl. I mean, that's pretty mean. That should be considered bullying, right? But actually, it's really not bullying. Looks like an astute observation. Now, I'm gonna leave that up here for a second. Now, okay, listen, y'all. I remember when Little Kim first got into the game. Very pretty young lady. Lil Kim used to be very attractive. As you can see, she has an upside down pyramid on her head. I gotta keep this here for a second. I'm trying to find the words to say because I don't want to disrespect this sister, but I will say this, that this woman right here cannot be satisfied at what she sees. She can't be satisfied at what the outcome of her appearance was. But see, Satan always constantly wants more and more and more. A gatekeeper that started a trend of plastic surgery. A gatekeeper who started a trend of women completely altering their bodies. Now, there's something else I want to share with y'all that someone actually just sent me through Instagram via Shade Room, pardon me. I want to show you what Little Kim has created. I want to show you what she's created, right? Because this woman right here, she should have been the one telling the Meg Thee Stallions, the Cardi B's, hey, the Nicki Minaj's, hey, you don't want to walk down this road. Yeah, Nicki Minaj may look decent now. Cardi B may look decent now. But what happens when the chemicals that enter their bodies have to have constant work done? What happens when whatever was implanted, what happens when the facial reconstruction wears off and age begins to manifest? And now you have to continue to go under the knife. That is not a life worth living when you're constantly being cut open to keep up with the work you've done. Not only is it expensive, but it's dangerous. And I feel like there need to be more women educating sisters on this, because the Bible tells us in let's go there. In Titus chapter 2, verse 4, that the older women may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, to be chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemy. Where are the older sisters that's going to be teaching that? Not, you need to leave him, girl. That man want to do what? You need to you need to do this. You need to put him on child support, girl. Where are the older women saying, love your children, love your husband, work it out. Be modest in your apparel. Don't leave it all hanging out for the world to see. Be lovers of your husband. Love the Most High. Be sober. Be of sober mind. Show some sobriety. We're living in a society now, sisters ain't teaching that. They too busy trying to twerk with their granddaughters. You got Lisa Reyes getting OnlyFans pages. a whole grandmother out here in these streets. Now, here's an interesting source. And this just happened in Atlanta a few days ago. Hopefully, y'all, I'm gonna remove Lil Kim off the screen. I'm gonna remove Lil Kim off the screen, and I'm gonna share this with y'all. Hopefully, y'all can see it. Let's see. Go ahead and focus in on that thing. Come on. Steady hand, focus. It says BBLs really hitting the community like crack in the 80s. BBLs, for those who don't know, is Brazilian butt lifts. Really hitting the community like crack in the 80s. Now, the source goes in the show. Women leaving from Dominican Republic. It shows women leaving from Dominican Republic, right? And the airports are not having enough wheelchairs. They're not having enough wheelchairs to provide for all the women who are leaving Dominican Republic and coming back here to Atlanta. So these women are getting BBLs like it, you know, it's like crack in the 80s. This is the wave right now. You're going to be hard pressed to find a woman with a real booty these days here in the States. They literally had to put out a PSA. Look at all these women. These people literally had to put out a PSA at the airport like, listen. Because, you know, they ran out of wheelchairs and they like, look, y'all, we got to put a limit to this. We don't have enough wheelchairs to fit your newly enhanced asses. This is sad. Now I'm laughing because it's a painful laugh. It's a painful laugh because these celebrities that created this much insecurity, that our women find the need to try to mirror themselves after them. This is a shame. That the airport's like, hey, hold on. We only get 28 wheelchairs. Listen, y'all need to let the people who really are legit disabled, not somebody who want to get something shoved up their ass, but somebody who is disabled, they may need these chairs. This is what the world is coming to from our young ladies following the likes of Lil Kim, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion. This is what this is becoming. And it's reality. Nobody loves themselves for who they are. Everybody is searching validation and seeking validation from social media. And they feel like having a big behind is the way to do it. When there is no generic woman for every man. Me personally, I'm a man of variety. Yeah, I like slim women. I like BBWs. I like thick women. I like women of every shade that's part of the diaspora. Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, Haitians, Jamaican, all of them, bro. All of them in different shapes and sizes. So what that proves to me is every man don't desire a big booty all the time. That's not necessarily the know all be all. There's no generic, I would say, validation of beauty. Every man likes something different. It just is what it is. Now, you're living in a society where women are traveling to go overseas. They're getting this work done. On a previous stream, I showed y'all that they don't know what's actually going on. They don't actually know what's going in their body. It could be anything from cooking oils to concrete to various glues. I mean, it could be anything being processed through their derrieres. And what we're going to have decades from now with these inordinate amount of sisters who are going over there and getting these jobs done, we're going to see a lot of sickness. We're going to see a lot of women with lupus. We're going to see a lot of women with flesh-eating bacteria in their body. We're going to see a lot of women going under the knife all the time throughout their golden years. We're going to see a lot of anguish that these celebrities not telling you that they went through. They're not telling you. What's wrong with just going to do some squats? Terrell Savage, thank you for the $10 contribution, says trying to keep up with those Kardashians. Facts, though. Facts, though. They misleading the youth, man. They are misleading the youth. It's straight up wickedness. We seen Beyonce turn into a whole demon, and she's leading a lot of people. She's leading a lot of people to hell, man. DaBaby, he leading a lot of you brothers to the streets. And the streets just ain't where it's at, man. It ain't where it's at. Revelations 21:8 reads, but the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burn with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Let that be a warning. Let that be a warning. Let's see. Let's take a few moments for questions, comments, and concerns. Somebody said New Breed putting his bid in low key. No, I'm not putting my bid in. I'm good. Trust me. I'm good in that avenue. I don't have to really put my bid in. I'm just making it clear that I like all women of all shapes and sizes. Because, you know, it seems that every woman they truly believe that there's one generic looking woman for every guy. And it's just not true. You may miss out on your husband going overseas, getting something put in your behind. Now you looking like an ant from Bug's Life. And really that your husband was a guy who liked slim women, who like women who are proportionate. And now you done missed out on your blessing because you over there trying to impress the streets. That's the point. And you know, it is what it is. Martin says it just shows now than ever. It just shows more now than ever how these children are missing a father in their household. Facts, though. And these celebrities taking full advantage of that. Miss Witt says, not an ant from a Bug's Life. Yeah, I mean, listen, if the body's not proportionate and it don't look natural, you know, what are we looking at here? Lacey Chambers says, I love your honesty, though. Facts, though. Thank you, Lacey. Appreciate it. Somebody said, great that you are speaking out on this problem. Rappers promoting killings, adultery, drugs, etc., and kids are looking up to them. Facts. The streets ain't where it's at. You should have learned that from the death of all of these young rappers, man. Your King Vons, your XX Temptations. The list goes on and on. Your Pop Smokes. Rubies and Pearls, thank you for the $10 contribution. Says, hope they bought that wheelchair because they will need when rear end drops a few years. Shaking my head. I mean, imagine that, yo. There's so many women going over there to do this. And this is coming back to Atlanta, home of the fake behinds. This is home of the fake behinds, Joe. I promise you it is. They bringing them back over here in the airport, like, hold on, ladies, like, hold on. There are real disabled people out here. We only can get a certain amount of wheelchairs. Somebody got to put a limit to this. We can't have, it ain't but so many wheelchairs we can have. Now you getting pushed around on a wheelchair for a few weeks because you went under the knife. It's a damn shame, bro. Yeah, somebody said they booty gonna drop literally. Oh yeah, booty butt cheeks, booty butt cheeks, booty butt cheeks. Hey, I said I done seen them things pop. Don't forget that one. Don't forget that one image when Nicki Minaj joints pop. When them joints, when one cheek, left cheek, right cheek, one of them joints deflated. One of them deflated, and it looked crazy. It look crazy, B. Brothers, I want you to imagine you get with a nice, fine sister. She's smelling good. She's smelling sweeter than a plate of yams on a hot summer day. And you get with her, and you know she got a fake behind because it just ain't even proportion. And you go get the grabbing, you get the palming. And that thing just say, and all the air just fly out that joint. Sisters, it ain't worth it. It's called squats. That thing goes snap, crackle, and pop. Man, that's a bad thing, bro. That's bad. That's bad. And see, a lot of brothers not going to tell you like I'm telling you, ladies. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men ain't going to say this because they don't give a shit about you. They just want you for one night of pleasure. They can care less if your ass is real or fake, and they're not going to be there holding your hand when you going back under that damn knife. They're not going to be there with you holding your hand when you're suffering, when all of a sudden you got lupus, when all of a sudden you got viruses in your body because you done took fat out of your body. You done took some fat out of your body, which anybody who knows anything about fat has toxins in it. That's what fat is, a toxin. With all that yellow stuff. You ever seen fat outside the body? It almost looks like mayonnaise with thick yellow pus in it. You taking that, you putting it in your rear end and wondering why you sick all the time. Wondering why you got some kind of virus in your body. Yeah, a lot of brothers not going to tell you, sisters, that because they only care about pleasure. They only care about what they can get from you. They're not thinking about what's going to happen to you in the long run. There's a sister that's on Instagram who went through a lot of these things, and men still just trying to hit. They're not on her IG page like, hey, sis, I'm praying for you. I hope everything work out. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully the Most High forgive you and you be blessed. No, they just trying to hit it. They don't care. This world had already conditioned brothers to accept the fake, prosthetic, and generic. They start conditioning us and acclimating us to accept fake body parts, and now you don't even know what you're dealing with nowadays. You don't know what you're dealing with. Damn it. The Nevada pageant was just won by a transgender. Yeah, they had a whole man win a woman's pageant, a woman's beauty pageant. Telling you, bro, it's some scary times out here. That's why a lot of you brothers got to stop being thirsty out here, because you don't even know what you're dealing with. Real talk. It's good for a lot of us brothers to go straight monk mode out here. Focus on building your empire. Focus on building your legacy. Focus on putting in that work. Go straight monk mode. And unless the Most High handcraft and deliver you a righteous woman who fits your puzzle, then hell, focus on you, brothers. Real talk. Focus on building you, and everything else will fall in place. Yeah, somebody said, so basically they trying to undo the work of the Most High. It's weird. Straight fool behavior. Yeah. Yeah. Ladies, love yourself. Stop following behind these damn satanic ass women that you look up to, that you idolize. Beyonce was saying single ladies to the left, with a whole man at home. Like, don't you understand their job is to keep you divided from your man? She got a whole man at the house telling you to be single. I can have another you in a minute, but she been with Jay-Z for a decade now. While telling you ladies that these men are expendable. And now you see that she's a demon. Anybody who is working to keep our people separated, to keep man and woman separate, anybody who's working to do that is of the devil. Because listen, just like Kevin Fruity Pebble Samuels, the devil did the same thing. He sowed discord between Adam and Eve. And that's what Kevin Fruity Pebble Samuels does. Yeah. Sows discord between man and woman. Getting on Vlad TV, basically asking for the LGBTQ to come to his defense. He want to benefit off the LBTQ, but don't want to come his ass out the closet. You want to benefit off of the LGBT, then come out the closet. And then once he comes out the closet, you won't even hear me say anything regarding that man again, because now he's protected. You can't get mad because people give nicknames to you. All them red pill content creators, Fruity Kevin, Fruity Pebble Samuels, and Alpha Birdman Strategies. Yeah, that's right. Alpha Birdman Strategies. I don't have no cut cards. They all sellouts. Anybody trying to keep our men and women separate and not begin to heal these wounds that these oppressors put on us, anybody who not trying to help us collectively grow and learn each other and come into this truth and follow the Most High, then they listen. They working for the devil. They working for the enemy. Somebody said they got them stimulus booties. Man, that's all you seen at the EBT Awards, man. Bunch of stimulus booties out here. I don't know why people find these celebrities so desirable. Listen, the women that's on them stages, the women that's out there, there's women in the hood that look better than a lot of them sisters, bro. There's women you can walk in a mall that work at H&M that look better than a lot of these celebrity women. A lot of these celebrity women got all this caked up makeup, man. Like, brothers, like, stop idolizing, idolizing, sisters, stop idolizing. Stop following these people, man. Stop following these damn celebrities. They ratchet as hell. Yeah, somebody says plenty of beautiful women all around. Facts, though. Yeah, looking like straight clowns. But it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. We had over 1,000 people on the stream. Let's make sure the likes match. Hopefully this will stay on this platform. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, it's hard for me to know what to say now, what I can and can't say. But hopefully it stays on this platform. If it doesn't, you know where to find it. It'll be exclusive for Patreon and Patreon only. Immediately after this stream drops, it's going to go on private. It's going to go on private until I know if it's going to stay. All right. It's going to go on private. Then if I know whether or not they're going to keep it, then I'll let you know where it's going. All right. But all praises to the Most High, the God of Israel. If y'all want exclusive content, follow me on Patreon. The link is in the description box. Also, follow me on Instagram at NewBreed404. If you would like to support this work via Cash App, my Cash App is $NewBreed404. 10% of all contributions go back to you, the people. Charity covers the multitudes of sins. So if you're not giving to me, at the very least, give to someone in your community who is in need. True Love, thank you for the $10 contribution. Says anybody can literally exercise to improve their body. These celebrities are influence people to go through pain from surgeries that will keep them distracted. Absolutely. Literally, that's all you got to do. It's called squats. No pain, no gain. Because listen, the pain from working out is way different from the pain of you getting sliced open. But it is what it is. I love each and every one of y'all. Y'all keep a sound mind. Stay blessed, stay sober, stay vigilant. Love y'all. Shalom and peace.